England against the Netherlands and France against the Wales coming up. The Wales against the Welsh up this Wednesday. Talk to me about the preparations in camp then, after the back of a defeat. You know, how will they regroup? How long do you get to stew on a defeat like that?
Yeah, you'll obviously have the girls will go out to training that didn't play, so they'll have their time on the pitch to get going again, which I think is key to your mentality and your focus again. And then the rest of the girls, you know, you have your rest and recovery. That's the main thing. Get everyone as fit as possible to be on the pitch again. And you'll analyse a bit of the game, but then because it's such a quick turnaround, it's more about the focus on the next game. You know, you can't dwell on the game before too much.
Is there something where you practice like mentality when you have to go in and win this next game and it's against an opposition like the Netherlands, like you mentioned earlier on, with your manager knows this side better than anyone? You know, where you go, we can practice and we can get in our heads and know we're going to win it.
I think that's all individual. I think different managers in the past, they've been very big on the psychology side of things. I think Serena allows you to be your own person and, you know, I think the mentality from everyone, which is why they're there, is the winning mentality. So, you know, that's not going to change, I don't think. And everyone will have their own individual ways of dealing with that.
Well, talk to us about the pressure they'll be under now, because you know what it's like with the press and the outside noise. Will they be feeling the pressure now?
I mean, naturally you will be, because they've got to win their next game. But I think they still have been there and done that in tournaments where they know that group can get to the next stage. So I think they'll still believe that as a team, and it's just about them now putting on a performance. That's the main thing, isn't it? A lot of them girls have been in pressure moments before. They've dealt with that type of mentality, and I think we've heard from like Alessia Russo not going on social media and things like that. So I think a lot of them will have cut-off points with seeing the outside world and staying in their bubble.
Yeah, and not reading too much into it. I mean, I know you can't focus on, you know, VR being for you or against you on a certain game. Was it just an off night, or was there something else you think was lacking in that game?
I think it was an off night because it's, you know, you don't normally see the team like that. You know, they just weren't putting passes together. They weren't winning first and second balls. I think also France were on fire. I think they've made themselves look like contenders. So yeah, I would say it's an off night. I think that's why there probably won't be too many changes, because, you know, they'll believe in that team that can perform. Like
you say, you know, Serena Wiegman, like, what do you think she's going to stick with this team?
Could be one or two, but I think it'll be pretty similar. And I think Shebahn coming on, that could change Serena's mind if she needs a goal. You know, you're putting her on earlier now because you've seen what she can do when she comes on in that limited amount of minutes.
What could be your one or two? Like you said, there could be one or two changes. Like, what would be the one change you would make?
It's whether you throw in a Ella Toone or a Grace Clinton, and then you maybe have a Lauren James on the wing. I think it's something wasn't quite clicking in that middle. You know, you'd obviously mentioned Georgia Stanway. She has just been coming back from injury. So again, that could have just been an off day. You know, and it kind of gives everyone a wake-up call for the next game, and you see a totally different side to them. You see the Lionesses that we saw in the last 20 minutes. So yeah, that would be whether you've got to make some big calls now because you need to win that next game. You don't have time to kind of wait around.
And this is the thing coming into the tournament as well, Jordan. Like, the Netherlands, for me, are outstanding, right? And I love watching them at major tournaments, but they have been off it. They've been off the boil for quite some time. Can you look at the result against Wales and take that as, like, a fair point? You know, I don't mean that as any disrespect to Wales, but they've never been at a major tournament, whereas Netherlands are beasts in the major stage. So have they tested themselves against the best yet?
No, but then you look at Viv MEADEMA being out, Vic Palova being out. I think their starting 11 is really strong. Obviously, they've got some players that can come off the bench, but I think now they have got their strength in their starting 11 that have had game time, that have been performing. So, yeah, I think their test will be against France, obviously. You can't judge too much against Wales. They would be disappointed if they drop points against them.
Also, what I love about the Netherlands as well is the orange wall. It's just the most fun going up to the stadium. It's so much fun. Like, they know how to have a good time, as do the English when they come to major tournaments as well. The MEADEMA household derby. How do you like? Do you talk to each other? Like, do they have any sort of? You know, be like, right, doll, have a good game. Yeah, have a good game. Hope you lose.
Will they kick each other? That is the question. That's the main one, isn't it?
Man, you see Beth Mead slide in on a bird.
Yeah, the household will be broken. No, I think they'll both want to win. They'll both be super competitive and look after each other after the game, because it's a big game, isn't it?
And for us at the Lioness camp in Switzerland, our reporter Courtney Sweetman-Kirk caught up with Chloe Kelly facing her Arsenal teammate.
Speaking of oppositions, you then go and play the Netherlands, and a lot of players that you know personally, both from Arsenal and City. But one I want to focus on is Van Domselaar. I'm just thinking, I know, you know, when we used to be at Everton, you used to stay out, do shoot in penalties, and it's always up against the goalkeepers. So is that something that plays on your mind at all, or is it just that is what it is? And or do you feel you can get the better of her, or is it the fact that, well, she probably knows you inside out as well as her?
Yeah, of course, you spend a lot of time on the training pitch together. And since January, spend a lot of time coming up against an amazing keeper in Daf. She's incredibly gifted and, of course, so talented. And we have that as well within our squad. So we're challenging ourselves every day on our training pitch as well as when we're at clubs. So hoping we can be at our best in every single game. But we know the challenges that we face and the oppositions we, of course, know a lot about, but they know a lot about us as well.
Jordan, Chloe Kelly, now an official Arsenal player. Mm-hmm. Was that like the worst kept secret ever? Did you know this was happening?
I think we all knew that was probably going to happen. You know, she's had the faith from the manager. It seems like a no-brainer for Chloe Kelly to not stay at Arsenal, and, you know, she's done really well and performed for them.
Do you see her maybe making a couple of starts if things are to go better for England?
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Because Chloe's probably started more than Beth at club, but then, you know, Beth's favoured with the national team, which they're both the top talented players with great delivery on the ball. Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? You're not going to lose out on either one when they start, but I'm sure Chloe Kelly will be wanting to be on that pitch.
Absolutely. She's got so much confidence in herself as well. That's something you see kind of oozing out of her, and it's something that you see so much on Beth Mead, especially in those 1v1s. You think, this is it, she's going to come alive. And that's so much of what we saw from Beth Mead in the last tournament here in England. Yeah,
I mean, just unbelievable. I think what she did just changed her as a player, didn't it? You know, the goals. She was a bit like Viv, really, you know, chopping on the ball, left foot, right foot, scoring, and it was just oozing with confidence, really. And hopefully, I think in that last game, there was a few times where I'd have thought Beth would have had a shot, and she just didn't, you know, she looked to pass it. So hopefully, she can just get a few more shots off, because, you know, Beth scores goals.
Brilliant. Okay, so results, please. You're thinking Netherlands, England. Prediction?
I said 2-1 England.
2-1. And England, Wales?
We're going, yes, it's 6-0. Yeah, why not?
I love that for you, Jordan. The Welsh don't like it, but we love it. And then who goes through?
France and the Lionesses.
France and the Lionesses?
Your reaction shocked me then. I was thinking, well, if France beat the Netherlands, it's really complicated, isn't it, when it comes down
there's too many.
If it comes down to goal difference, it'll be between the Netherlands and the Lionesses, won't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Which sucks, really, because I want them all there. I want them all there, you know.
I know,